those hands clapping for your next competitor, Z, everyone! Z.
Now that the fight is over. For a year, I was a science project, subject to heart, lung, and blood tests, gallium and CT scans, 30 days of radiation tan, 28 bags of venom. Pumped through my veins, I welcomed foreign substances with unpronounceable names into places more intimate than ocean floor caves. Dicarbazine, bleomycin, vinblastine, doxorubicin. To kill one cell, we gotta kill them all. The chemo makes me nauseous, but put chlorazine on call. Steroids make me crazy. Lorazepam, the doctor wrote. There's drugs for constipation and more. To numb my throat, new pigeon to up my blood count. A syringe into my flesh, coding for the painkillers. Then a platelets. I stop telling them my symptoms because I don't want more prescription drugs. They're making me delusional. Omega pharmaceuticals are racking up profits. Every one is still popping. We keep laying down coffins, but not mine. Oh, I'm just fine now. Now back to work full time now. Now that the fight is over. It wasn't until I was sick that you called me spunky. As a casualty, you could see my vitality sharp. In contrast to the absence I could leave, like fall leaves. We pass the same trees every day. It's only in autumn that we look up in awe. The tree's last thrust of thin breath before its yearly death is what we adore. Gore's cataclysmic symphony, even our flag, since the maple leaf's identity to the moment it's most frail. The poignancy of our last exhale, our lives in the light of mortality, our blood only seen when shed. And now the fight is over. What will you see instead? How many times did I hear, my dear, you don't deserve this. I said reserve it. Who does? Thank God cancer affects us all. If rich white ladies didn't suffer, would we still be sporting pink ribbons on our bumpers? Yeah. And now that I'm on all the hospital lists, I get scores of charity mail like this. 20 pages of glossy gluttony, pictures of people buried in cash. His and hers cards, and then on the last page, the cancer victim mutely makes her plea. Please, your lust for money could cure me. Am I the only one who finds it hard to believe that $1 million lottery, a box of chamomile tea, a king-size bed, and a brand new SUV are some kind of modern military set to conquer cancer? Healing is not meant to be a war with our bodies as battlefields and doctors keeping score. Why is no one asking what cancer is for? The word cure is too sure, and I still don't feel right. I sense unrest in my veins in the stillness of night. Current stirring up this recurrent dream where we cough up our drugs and tear out our IVs. With our dry lips and our bald heads we take to the streets, rip off our gowns and hold them as signs, peel our scars and use the blood to trace thick lines that say we are the image of this world's disease. Some nights we start to glow in the light of our honesty. But other nights, one by one, we fall to concrete and die, and I wake with a fright, realizing the fight is never over.
Thank you, Z. You told me around. All right, judges, take it all in. It was a lot. 3, 2, 1. Let's judge that with numbers, which somehow feels wrong. 8.8. Then you won't like 8.4. 8.9. Celeste. 8.8. And 9.5 from the cancer specialist. But she got it. One other word is that I forgot to say at the beginning, but I really want to thank you all for making the struggle to come here, despite the TDC strike. It was a real curse last night when I first heard about it. I was like, oh, fuck. But then I remembered December. And December was a really fucked up month for us too, because we had a really bad winter storm in the second week of December. And that was the night of Toronto Poetry Slam at the Drake Hotel. All the transit system was immobilized, people couldn't even bike. It was just a big mess. You couldn't flag a cab for 2 hours. But when I got to the Drake around half an hour late, there were 80 people there. And I expected like 15. I expected the poets, and that's it. Because they wanted to make the team. But there were 80 people there on the worst night when everyone else stayed home. And so that kind of made me realize you guys care so much about spoken word, about the arts, about what these people do, whether they're your friends or strangers, that it's a beautiful thing. And I shouldn't have ever doubted that this place would be rammed, that there would be people standing over there. And I apologize for having that sliver of a doubt last night at 12:01. Thank you. And thank you. All right, Mr. Val.
26.5.
We have to take a half point away from that 26.5. She was 2 seconds over.
But it was well worth it.
It was well worth it.